welcome to the wrap-up show brought to you by 5-Star Nutrition, Lawton, Oklahoma at 1764 Northwest 82nd Street. And boy, don't we got some stuff to talk about today. I've seen enough football from college and the pros this past weekend to make some very, very astute commentary and some observations of some things that I hope that will change very, very soon with some teams and some things that were a little bit of a shocker to me, especially in the college football world. My goodness, come on. Sooner Nation. We're going to talk about it. It ain't too soon either. But Cowboy Nation, Oklahoma State Cowboys doing pretty good. And I have to say, the Dallas Cowboys are shockingly good. Or is it all a farce? We shall see, because the real test of the Dallas Cowboys is going to come to you next week when they play the Los Angeles Rams, which they are the current Super Bowl reigning champions, and they also play tonight on Monday Night Football, and we're going to talk about that and all that stuff and more, and some shout-outs. We're broadcasting live here from Western Oklahoma State College Athletic Department. A lot of great things happening here at Western. Speaking of which, meeting the Pioneer women's and men's basketball teams is coming up on the 24th of October. 6 o'clock could be a great opportunity for you and the kiddos and the family to come meet the competitors. We're going to be on the hardwood in the Pioneer Dome as I bring you the hype and the table announcing during all 26 of those games happening this year, beginning, I do believe, in November. Things are going to be start happening here at Western Oklahoma State College. But we want you to meet the Pioneer squads first. The men and the ladies are going to be happy to meet you and your family, do some drills, and there's going to be some athletics going on with the Pioneer cheerleading squad and pep squads, and just a lot of good fun for everyone. So that's going to be October 24th here at Western Oklahoma State College, 2801 North Main Street, Altus, Oklahoma. And the gymnasium, better known during basketball season as the Pioneer Dome. Yep, it's going to be great fun. Also, I'd just like to remind you that 5-Star Nutrition in Lawton, they have a body mass index machine that normally if you go to an expo, you could be paying some serious coin to utilize this machine, but not at 5-Star Nutrition in Lawton. You can use that machine, get all your numbers to know where you need to be so you can be the best you that you can be for free. Talk to Roddy Evans and his very educated staff on getting a catered meal plan for you and the supplements and the protein that you need to make you the best you that you can be at 5-Star Nutrition. 1764 Northwest 82nd Street, Lawton, Oklahoma. We'll be right back. And we're back with the wrap-up show. It's Raven K broadcasting live in the athletic department office here at Western Oklahoma State College. I love doing this show here. It's kind of a twofer, you know. I mean, being in the media world, sometimes you got to have more than one occupation. And I've been blessed enough to be able to work here at Western Oklahoma State College, as well as do broadcast media and also drive the kiddos around. Yeah, I drive the activities busing and for the Pioneers and the departments here at Western Oklahoma State College. Speaking of Western Oklahoma State College, meeting the Pioneers for the 2022 into 2023 basketball season is going to be happening on October 24th at 6 p.m. So you're going to have an opportunity to meet your Pioneer squads. It's going to be awesome. So make sure that you bring the kiddos. There's going to be opportunities for the kids to do some athleticism, possibly, you know, some dribbling skills with the Pioneer players, and there's going to be the pep squad, the cheerleading squad, and just a whole lot of family fun for everyone. And it's absolutely free for you to come and hang out with us October 24th, 6 o'clock. So make sure that you are here at 2801 North Main Street, Altus, Oklahoma, in the Pioneer Dome, better known as the gymnasium, but I like to call it the Pioneer Dome during basketball season, because I'll be behind the table making the atmosphere electric for your entertainment as your Pioneer men and lady basketball squads up and down that court, trying to make it an amazing season and winning record season. It's going to be the best season, but it can't happen without you. So make sure you come out and meet the Pioneers on the 24th at 6 o'clock. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about. Oh, boy, do we have a lot to talk about in the Big 12. Let's just, for starters, just quickly recap all the craziness that happened in Week 5 as far as scores go. So, Utah State took on number 16 BYU on Thursday, and BYU overcame Utah State 38-26. And then on Friday, number 21 Washington Huskies took on number 18 UCLA Golden Bruin, the Bears. That's what I call it. UCLA was victorious in that, 40-32. And then number 13 ranked Kentucky falls to number 9 Ole Miss, Mississippi, on Saturday. Then Texas Tech hung in there, threw some haymakers with number 20 Kansas State, but wasn't enough to get the big W. So Kansas State 37 and Texas Tech 28, which I might add, this weekend, I'm telling you, the Oklahoma State Cowboy faithful, boy, they are packing Boone Pickens Stadium like you'd never believe. That game for Saturday is sold out, officially sold out. However, at 9 a.m. today, if you go to my personal Facebook page under Raven Cade at 9 a.m., not a second sooner, not a second later, and if you text 580-370-7559, you will get the only pair of tickets to see Oklahoma State Cowboy football Saturday at Boone Pickens Stadium to see Texas Tech. I have the only pair of tickets in the state of Oklahoma. Hear me now. If you don't text, you definitely won't win. And the first person to text that number, 580-370-7559, at 9 a.m. today, Monday, October 3rd, 2022, is going to go see Oklahoma State Cowboys taking on Texas Tech. So, go to Raven Cade on Facebook, 9 a.m. Text to win. That'll be your only opportunity to do it, because I only got one pair of tickets. Now, moving on, number 4 Michigan took care of unranked Iowa Hawkeyes, and 27-14. But it wasn't an easy go for the big old blue. They had to work for that W, and we'll talk about it some more here in a little bit. But the Oklahoma Sooners fell to number 17 ranked TCU 55-24. Ouch. Sooner Nation. We're going to talk about it, but you will get over it. There's more football to come, but that's 2 in a row. That does raise some concerns. Trust and believe that raised a lot of concerns in the Sooner Nation faithful. But, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So, hopefully, everything kind of gets back on track for Brett Venables and the Sooners here really, really soon. Oregon State took on number 11 Utah. The Utes took care of Oregon State 42-16. And the Cowboys did a little bear taming in Waco this past weekend at Baylor. Number 7 ranked Oklahoma State 36, Baylor 25. It was a great game. That was a good contest, but it was great to see that rematch taken care of because that was a rematch of the Big 12 championship. And you never know, that could be another rematch coming up soon. You never know how the Big 12 is going to end up at the end of the season. Number 15, Wake Forest took care of Florida State 31-21. Iowa State took care, Kansas in a thriller took care of Iowa State, and Kansas, ladies and gentlemen, are 5-0 on the season. I haven't seen Kansas football do anything productive in a number of years. So congratulations to the Jayhawks. You know what? They are coming along. They could be that Trojan horse of the Big 12. So don't think they're a pushover. And they're ranked at number 19 currently in the nation. So that's some good stuff right there. Now Alabama is ranked number 1 again. They took care of Arkansas, and now Arkansas is unranked, 49-26. Rutgers fell to the Ohio State, 49-10. Northwestern fell to Penn State, 7-17, and Texas A&M fell to Mississippi State, 24-42. That flipped those numbers around for you. And Syracuse just blew out Wagner, 59-0. LSU got a good win over Auburn, 21-17. Cincinnati, future Big 12 team, took care of Tulsa, 31-21. Number 2, Georgia took care of Missouri in a thriller, barely, 26-22. And North Carolina State fell to Clemson, 20-30. And it seems like Lincoln Riley's doing all the right things. Number 6 ranked USC, 42-25, taking care of Arizona State. And Oregon, number 12 ranked, took care of Stanford, 45-27. And that is all the games that were played this weekend. Now let's take a quick look at the rankings quickly. You got number 1 ranked Alabama, number 2 Georgia, number 3 is the Ohio State. Michigan ranked at number 4, number 5 Clemson. USC is ranked number 6, and Oklahoma State coming up two ladders to number 7. They're 4-0 overall. Tennessee is ranked at number 8. Ole Miss number 9. Penn State is number 10, and then that pretty much everybody in the top 10 is still undefeated in conference play and overall. That's very impressive. Now, number 11, Utah. They're sitting at 4-1. Number 12, Oregon, 4-1. Kentucky, 4-1. North Carolina State is 4-1. Wake Forest is 4-1. BYU is 4-1. And so from 11 to 16 is 4-1. And then you got an undefeated, but they're lower in the total poll, I guess, because of scheduling. TCU is 4-0. Conference play, 2-0 conference play, 4-0 overall. UCLA is 5-0, and 1-0 in conference play. Kansas sitting at 5-0. Wow, undefeated. My goodness. Kansas State 4-1, and it looks like Washington, the Huskies are 4-1. Syracuse 5-0. Mississippi State 4-1, and Cincinnati 4-1. LSU rounds out the top 25 at 4-1. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, whoo, it was some topsy-turvy football in the Big 12. So let's just talk about it briefly. OU's woes. There were so many injuries in that game, including the quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, that the Red River Showdown, which is happening this weekend, where they travel to Dallas and play at the Old Texas Stadium. Man, I don't know how. I mean, the second and third stringers are going to have to step up big time for Brent Venables, because there's a lot of folks that are injured. I mean, I can't imagine. I think just about 8 or 9 players are injured. I don't have that confirmed numbers right in front of me, but based off of what I heard from the game from Toby Rowland, it was like the whole squad pretty much, except for a couple of people were injured or got injured at some point. That's going to be very difficult to overcome, because Texas has a very powerhouse defense. They haven't been doing too hot as far as gameplay, but their defense is pretty solid. So hopefully Brent Venables can get some things going. It's just kind of shocking to see the collapse of the Sooners thus far. There was a lot of hype, as it always is with the Sooners every year, but to see the Sooners just kind of crumble like that, it's really tough to see. But on the good news, Brent Venables is a coach that can adjust and make those adjustments, and his staff are top notch. So I will be impressed to see what's going to happen with the Red River rivalry, the Red River Showdown, come Saturday. So now Oklahoma State, they're doing really, really well. I have some concerns on the defense allowing teams to come back a little bit. That will hurt them in the long run if they just they have to continue to connect with those players, connect with those strategies to keep the opposing offenses totally, what's the word I'm looking for? You just can't let them just come back and dominate. You just can't. There's just no way around it. So hopefully OSU can get tougher and tighter, or with their defense, and offensively. I'm hoping as well that they could continue to make a lot of less mistakes. So looking at games for week 6, you got TCU. Hold on just one moment, please. Looks like you got TCU is playing number 19 Kansas. And then you have number 8 LSU taking on Tennessee, and Arkansas taking on number 23 Mississippi State. Michigan, number 4 Michigan, taking on Indiana. That's going to be interesting. South Florida taking on Cincinnati. Texas Tech taking on Oklahoma State. Auburn taking on number 2 Georgia. That's going to be interesting. Number 11 Utah taking on number 18 UCLA. Washington taking on Arizona State. Number 3 Ohio State taking on Michigan State. And Mississippi taking on Vanderbilt. South Carolina taking on number 13 Kentucky. Sometimes the computer does not want to pull up the stats as quick as possible, so sorry about the little delay earlier. Washington State taking on UCLA. And number 20 Kansas State going to Iowa State. BYU taking on Notre Dame. Clemson taking on Boston College. Army taking on Wake Forest. Florida State taking on North Carolina State. Texas A&M taking on number 1 Alabama. And Oregon taking on number 12 Oregon taking on Arizona. So that is what you have going on for college play. And of course, Oklahoma State is going to be taking on Texas Tech. It's going to be a heck of an opportunity for some great college football happening this weekend. So make sure that you tune in for the good stuff. And hopefully ESPN works out things with Dish Network, because I heard that people are having a time with that situation. So I hope seriously that that gets worked out, because a lot of football is played on ESPN, and folks at Dish Network, it's not happening for them. So, anywho, that is your college football. Now we're going to roll into the NFL. A lot of great NFL action happened over the weekend. So you got one more game happening this evening. LA taking on San Fran, so the California showdown. And yesterday, boy, it was some topsy-turvy ball playing, and it was crazy how a lot of these scores came out. So let's talk about it, shall we? So it all happened on Thursday night. The Bengals finally got a win in the win column, 27-15. Vikings over the Saints in London yesterday, real early, 28-25, off of a doink off of the field goal from New Orleans Saints, caused that loss. Seahawks barely won against Detroit Lions. The defense needs to get a little bit better, in my opinion, and I think Dan Campbell's going to work on mechanics and basics this week to ensure a win in the win column for next week. The Jets over the Steelers, 24-20. Didn't see that happening with Zach Wilson doing the gritty in the end zone to secure that. Man, Pittsburgh's got a lot of problems so far. The Giants over the Bears, 20-12. 2 touchdowns by Danny Dimes. Good to see that happening with the Giants. Saquon Barkley doing some great playing, looking like his old self again. And the Titans finally getting the win column over the Colts, 24-17. Chargers over the Texans, 34-24. And the Falcons over the Browns, 23-20. Commanders fall to Dallas. Dallas is 3-1 on the season. And congratulations to Cooper Rush, the only Dallas Cowboy to have, in his early in his career, 4 straight wins. Wow. All right.